Funding for music is provided by the United States Department of Health, Education and Welfare, Office of Education, and Allied Chemical Corporation.
We're not ready yet.
But we have to get started.
But we're not ready.
But we have to get started.
Okay, but we're not ready.
There is form in the world all around us. Buildings have form. Our bodies have form. An automobile has form. And there is form in music, too. Form is the way the parts of the music are organized to make whole compositions.
Black is the color of my true love's hair. His cheeks are like some...
What happened? Bernie, come on over here, please. What's the matter? What happened? Oh, my, listen, what happened? Look, we have to...
Well, I told you we weren't ready.
Bernie, do something. Get rid of that thing. Not this thing, that thing. Get rid of it, will you, please? I'm down. It'll be okay.
You pushed the wrong button. It's the other button.
Just sit down. Just calm down. It's just a technical problem. We'll start over.
Sorry, Murray, we weren't ready.
Okay, try it one more time. Relax. It'll be fine this time. That's great. Will you do something about it?
All right, stand by, everybody. Ready from the top. Let's go!
There is form in the world all around us. Buildings have form. Our bodies have form. An automobile has form. And there is form in music, too. Form is the way the parts of the music are organized to make whole compositions.
Black is the color of my true love's hair. His cheeks are like some rosy fair, the prettiest eyes and neatest hands. I love the ground whereon he stands.
Now that song is a whole piece of music. It has a melody, rhythm, harmony, tone color, and expression. All the elements that make up music. But it has something else as well. Something you can only sense or feel when you hear the whole piece. It's called form. What is form? Well, it's the way composers organize their musical ideas, the way they fit parts into the whole. Let me show you what I mean. Listen, could you help me demonstrate, show what form is all about?
Sure, I'd be glad to.
Okay, then here's what I'd like you to do. To demonstrate the form, let's see, first of all, I need to know how many parts are there in that song?
I think there are 4.
4. Okay, in that case, I would like you to divide yourself into 4 parts.
Oh, first I'm attacked by a giant monster. Now you want me to cut myself up into 4 parts.
Exactly.
Okay, Murray, let's
see.
try it.
How's this?
Terrific. That's exactly what I had in mind. Now, sing the song again, and let's see how each part of the song sounds and looks. Now, when you sing the first part of the song, why don't we call that A? And every time you sing a brand new part, well, we'll just change the letter. We'll call it B or C or whatever we need. But if you repeat a part, then we'll just use the same letter that we used the first time we heard it. Okay? Understand? Good. Let's try it. Like every other piece of music, this song has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But suppose we mixed up the parts. Suppose we put the middle at the beginning and the beginning in the middle. Would it work? Are you willing to try once more?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. But that doesn't work at all. It just doesn't work. You see, the musical form is all wrong. The parts are all out of whack. It's kind of like, well, I don't know, a baseball player trying to steal third base when he hasn't even gotten to second yet. Or like building a house in which all the parts are topsy-turvy and mixed up. It's just not the proper form. And that's as ridiculous as trying to divide yourself into 4 parts. Why don't you come back together again now?
Glad to.
Now, that wasn't too painful, I hope, was it?
No, not at all.
Well, great. Well, thanks to all 4 of you for helping out.
Bye.
Bye. Sometimes the composer can organize an entire piece of music by starting off with a short melody or theme and developing from that short theme a whole set of variations. Now, this word variation really means disguise or change. The theme is still there. It's just hidden in different ways. Let me show you what I mean. First, let's hear a theme. Okay, now let's listen to a variation of that theme. Listen to how the theme is disguised. See if you can hear how the variation is different from the theme. And be sure to listen to his left hand as well as his right. Very clever of you, Mozart. A terrific disguise. Now, listen closely to this one. He has really disguised this one very cleverly. Well, how was that variation different than the theme? Well, first of all, it was a little bit slower. And secondly, he was playing in the key of C minor, not C major as the theme was. And this variation began with a whole series of connected notes instead of the way the theme began with a series of skipping notes. Well, I think that gives you the idea of how this theme and variation works as a form. The variations can go on forever, as long as the composer has a new idea of how to vary that theme. By the way, do you remember that ABBA from the folk singer? Well, theme and variations really doesn't have any B's. Instead, it has lots of A's, which we can call A1, A2, A3, all the way through to as many variations as there are. As a matter of fact, Mozart here wrote 38 variations on this theme. But theme and variation is not limited to the piano or even to Mozart. It's used in all kinds of music. Now, one of my favorite kinds of music is jazz, and jazz is all theme and variations. Now, to understand the variations, you have to know the theme very well. So why don't we do something like, how about Back Home in Indiana? Hal, you take the theme, and the rest of us will back you up, and then let's have a whole set of variations after that. Joe, you play the first variation on the clarinet. Charlie, you take the second variation on the trombone. Good. And then we'll do the third variation, a big jam session variation all together, then a 4-bar drum tag, and then we'll take it out. Okay? Got it? Great. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Thank you, theme. Thank you, variations. Terrific, guys. Thanks a lot. Well, we've heard a set of theme and variations on the piano and with the jazz group. Now let's hear one with the entire symphony orchestra. In this music, the American composer Aaron Copland took a folk song called Simple Gifts, and he gave the melody to the clarinet. That's where we'll find the theme. The first variation comes when the oboe and the bassoon play that tune in a duet. And the second variation comes when the composer makes the tune into a round, starting in the violas and the trombone, then adding the French horn and violins, and then the bass instruments. The third variation comes when the brasses play that melody twice as fast. And the fourth variation comes when the whole orchestra plays the tune twice as slowly, very proudly, and very majestically. So, here are those variations on a shaker melody by the American composer Aaron Copland. But theme and variation is just one of... Oh, no. Bernie, come on over here. Bernie, come on. We gotta do something.
Sorry, Murray. A little problem again.
Can't anything be done about this?
The other button. Punch the other button! We'll have it under control, Murray.
Get it together, Bernie.
All right, let's take it from the background. Stand by, everybody ready, and go!
Well, theme and variation is just one of the more popular musical forms, but there are many others. A couple of hundred years ago, lots of composers were writing music called sonatas, and these sonatas all had a similar organization. There was a large first section, which we can call A, a middle section, which was different, and that's B, and the third section, which was just like the first, which we can call A again. Lots of music is organized like this. In fact, most modern pop music is organized into a short ABA form. Take a song such as...
Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the girl I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why he had to go, I don't know. He wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Now, this sonata form, this ABA, which we just heard in a short popular song, can also be present in parts of a piano sonata, and they can last as long as 20 or 30 minutes, and is often found in a full symphony, which can be anywhere from 20 minutes long to more than an hour long. Now, of course, the longer the piece of music, the more difficult it is to hear where one section ends and another begins. Now, in a symphony, the A section is quite likely to be longer than that entire song of yesterday, which we just heard. Now, this A section of Mozart's 40th Symphony is where we meet the most important music. This melody becomes a friend we get to know very well. But in the B section, something happens to our friend. He becomes mixed up, tossed around the orchestra. His shoes wind up on his ears, his hat on his knees, his shirt where his pants ought to be, and at times he's just inside out, upside down. Now, it's really hard to hear everything that happens to him, but it's kind of fun to hear it all mixed up like this. enough is enough. There comes a time when the composer has to put everything back together again. And when our friend is back together again, it really sounds good to hear him that way. So form is how music is organized. Whether it's made up of A's and B's. Bernie, you said you'd take care of this. Bernie, come on, you said you'd take care of it.
Okay, Murray, I'll do it myself.
Take care of it. How much of this do we have to listen to? Be careful, Bernie. Be careful. Bernie, be careful. Bernie, this is serious. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Bernie,
Take that! Take that! Take that! You want a banana, huh? I'll give you a banana. Here's a banana. Here's another banana. Here's a banana. And there's a banana.
Get in there, Bernie.
Give you a banana. I did it with the banana, Murray.
Nice going, Bernie. So form, so form is how the music is organized. Whether it's made up of A's and bananas, A's and B's, or A's, B's, and C's, or AB, or AC, or AD, or theme and variations, or sonata form, as in the Mozart piece we just heard, or whatever. There are many, many ways to design an entire musical composition. Now, we're going to play some music for you that is organized in one of the ways we've heard today. Listen to it very carefully and see if you can identify the form. It's called the Russian Sailor's Dance and was composed by Reinhold Glier. And by the way, I'll tell you what the form is before the music ends.
Murray,
Yes, what is it?
we're ready now.
Yeah? Thanks. Say, have you got an extra banana?
Funding for music was provided by the United States Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, Office of Education, and Allied Chemical Corporation.